afternoon, student. Today we will see pollen pistil interaction, and after this pollen pistil interaction we will see how the fertilization takes place, what is double fertilization and triple fusion in next video. Today we are concerned with this topic, that is a pollen pistil interaction. Now see here, this is a pollen. See this one, these are the pollens. Pollen and pistil. This one pistil. Pistil consists of stigma, style and bulbous ovary, inside which this structure is present. That structure we call it as a ovule. Now this a pistil means if it is made up of only one leaf. For example, in case of mango, it is a mono, means one carpellary, carpel. That one member of gynoecium, we call it as a carpel. Means in case of mango, it is made up of one carpel, made up of only one leaf, because the leaf get totally modified into this structure. Flower is nothing but it is a modified shoot. So this is nothing but it is a modified leaf. If it is made from only one leaf, we call it as a monocarpellary in case of mango. In some cases it is a bicarpellary. Bi means two and carpel means that a leaf. Two carpel, bicarpellary. In some cases tricarpellary. In case of a tomato, it is a tetracarpellary. When we cut the fruit, tomato, it shows 1, 2, 3, 4 like these 4 locules. Kappe means it is made up of 4 leaf, means that 4 leaf are nothing but 4 carpel, or that 4 carpels we call it as a tetra, means 4 tetracarpellary, and these 4 carpel fuse to form one structure. This one we call it as a style, we call it as a syncarpus, tetracarpellary syncarpus in case of a tomato. Here it is a monocarpellary. See here, this structure is monocarpellary, means only one, like this carpel is present, only one ovule is present here in this ovary. Means in case of a mango, monocarpellary that ovary is, or this pistil is present. So in case of a tomato, that 4 leaf, that 4 carpel, one carpel we call it as a one pistil. Tomato, it is made up of 1, 2, 3, 4 pistil. Now here this structure we call it as a pistil. Topic is a pollen, this one pollen, pistil, this one pistil. Interaction, inter means in between these pollen grain and these pistil, there is a action, there is a interaction between these pollen pistil. We call it as a pollen pistil interaction. How it takes place, what events takes place in this interaction, we will see detail in this topic. Now this one pistil of a mango, this one figure, this one mango gynoecium. This one is the mango gynoecium, consists of stigma, style, and this one we call it as what? Ovary. Now we know that pollination, that a transfer of pollen grain from mature anther lobe to the receptive stigma of same flower, or transfer of pollen grain from mature anther lobe to the receptive stigma of another flower, but bearing on the same plant. See here, transfer of pollen grain from mature anther lobe to the receptive stigma of same flower, or transfer of pollen grain from mature anther lobe to the receptive stigma of another flower. This is a self-pollination. One, transfer of pollen grain from mature anther lobe to the receptive stigma of same flower, autogamy. transfer of pollen grain from mature anther lobe to the receptive stigma of another flower, but bearing on same plant or same like these branch, we call it as geitonogamy. And transfer of pollen grain from one flower to the transfer of pollen grain of another flower but bearing on another plant, we call it as a cross pollination. So in the nature, self pollination is there and cross pollination is there. So if it is the self pollination, means mango pollen grain adhere to this mango stigma, or this one is also a flower of a mango, and there is a transfer of pollen grain from mature anther lobe to the receptive stigma of another flower. This one mango pollen, this one is also mango pollen. And in the nature, such thing is also carried out or takes place, that a transfer of pollen grain from these flower, datura, transfer of pollen grain from mature anther lobe to the receptive stigma here. We call it as another pollen grain of, here I written as a neem pollen. For example, datura pollen grain, like this. So transfer of pollen grain from mature anther lobe to the receptive stigma of another flower, but it is of another species. Such type of pollination also get carried out. Now these stigma which is there is an interaction between this stigma and these pollen grain, stigma and these pollen grain, stigma and such a pollen grain, pollen pistil interaction. Now this stigma of this mango gynoecium has a capacity to detect the compatible and self-incompatible pollen. Means this stigma has a capacity, when this stigma get mature, then this stigma has a capacity to detect the compatible pollen grain, and second pollen grain we call it as a non-compatible pollen grain. Means compatible pollen grain of same species, or pollen grain of what, that is another species. There is a capacity in case of these stigma to detect the self and other pollen grain like this. So this is a pollen grain detect another pollen grain like this. This one is the gynoecium of a mango or pistil of a mango, and this one pollen grain is of a datura. Now these in the pollen pistil interaction, these stigma reject these datura pollen grain, and now out of these two mango pollen grain, this one mango pollen grain and second one, this one is of also mango pollen grain. Now see here, transfer of pollen grain from mature anther lobe to the receptive stigma of same flower, mango pollen grain to mango, this stigma, self pollination here. But due to self pollination, one phenomena takes place in this angiospermic plant. We call it as inbreeding depression. To avoid this inbreeding depression, plant, though they are bisexual, they gain another pollen grain by wind, by insect, or they gain cross pollination. They avoid self pollination. So in such cases, when the pollen grain from mature anther lobe of these mature anther lobe to the receptive stigma of the same flower, and if these pollen grain are self incompatible, then these stigma detects such type of incompatible pollen grain of same species and reject these pollen grain and avoid inbreeding depression. What is the result of inbreeding depression? Due to inbreeding depression, the production get affected. See here, in case of these Mangifera indica, this one is the product, good product of this mango after fertilization. These are good fruits after fertilization. But due to inbreeding depression in case of a mango, what happened? Due to self-pollination, such type of fruit formation takes place, which we call it as inbreeding depression, due to which the production get completely affected. To avoid such a type of inbreeding depression, these stigma reject such a type of same species pollen grain which are self incompatible. Now these stigma has a capacity to detect the compatible pollen grain. Now this one is the compatible pollen grain of mango, or this one is also a compatible pollen grain of mango. Consists of intine wall, consists of this exine wall, consists of plasma membrane, then consists of a cytoplasm, then consists of here like this nucleus. This one mango pollen grain, compatible pollen grain, and this one is also mango pollen grain, which is a compatible pollen grain like this. Both pollen grains are compatible. This one mango pollen grain, this one mango pollen grain. This one is also mango pollen grain of another flower of a mango. Means there is a transfer of pollen grain from mature anther lobe to the receptive stigma of another flower. We call it as a cross pollination by wind or by any insect. So this mango pollen grain is a compatible pollen grain, no doubt. And this mango pollen grain also is a compatible pollen grain. Both pollen grains are compatible, but a stigma has a capacity to select which one is more compatible. And for example, if the stigma select this one, this is a mango pollen grain, this one as a more compatible pollen grain, then there is a interaction between these mango pollen grain and the stigma of, or the stigma of this pistil of this mango. There is a dialogue in between these pollen grain and this stigma. Dialogue is mediated by chemical components of the pollen interacting with those of the pistil. There is a continuous dialogue between these most compatible mango pollen with these stigma or these stigma of what? These mango gynoecium or mango pistil. There is a continuous interaction between these compatible these pollen grain and stigma. And what happened? In recent year, that botanists have been able to identify some of the pollen and pistil component, which are the component which are responsible to detect the most compatible pollen grains. That component discovered in these 2010, the paper which is published by these Yale Campman. As per Yale Campman, lipids, oily material, lipids are the main components of the pollen coat. That a pollen coat made up of exine, pollen coats made up of intine, in which the lipids which are present, that are the main components, followed by proteins. There are proteins also, which include oilocene like protein, and there are some enzymes, and small pollen coat proteins are there. We call it as a PCPs. These all are responsible for the dialogue which get created between this mango pollen grain and this stigma. This stigma, it is a sticky in nature. It consists of full of water and it consists of full of sugar. So there is a dialogue between this stigma and this mango pollen grain, and this most compatible pollen grain get detected by this stigma, and this stigma release a signal to these most compatible pollen grain. As soon as the signal get released, this chemical signal get released to only one pollen grain, that pollen grain becomes active, and now that pollen grain shows a movement on the stigma. If the micropyle, this one, if the germ pore, this one is the germ pore, this one is the germ pore. If the germ pore is here, then this pollen grain it move like this. This pollen grain move like this, and the germ pore come and adhere to the stigma. This pollen grain shows a movement. Pollen grain move like this, and the pollen grain when move like this, it move here, adhere here, and the germ pore which is there, that germ pore get come close with the stigma like this. It shows the movement, and through this germ pore, these pollen grain absorb water and sugar from that sticky stigma. Stigma provide water and the sugary material to this pollen grain, and the size of that pollen grain now get increased. The volume of cytoplasm and the volume of nucleoplasm in that pollen grain get increased, and due to which it exerts a pressure, that a pressure on the wall of plasma membrane, or we call it as on the wall, intine wall of that pollen grain, and due to which the pollen tube it comes out. Due to this the hydrostatic pressure, water pressure, or that turgor pressure, now the intine wall it comes out in the form of a tube. That tube we call it as a pollen tube. What is it? Pollen tube. And from this germ pore, now this pollen tube it comes out, emerge out like this. And in this pollen tube, this is a cytoplasm which is there, and the nucleus which is there, that cytoplasm and nucleus, it flow here in this pollen tube. It comes here like this, and here that one important, we call it as a cell. That cell we call it as a generative cell, also comes in that pollen tube. Now that a generative cell divide in some species into two male gamete, and like this in this pollen tube, two male gamete formation takes place here. Like this two male gamete formation takes place. Now see here what happened. Formation of these pollen tube are of two types in plants. That germination of these pollen grains are of two types. One we call it as a monosiphonous type of pollen grain germination. Mono means one. Mono means one. Siphonous means that a pollen tube which emerge out. One only pollen tube get emerge out. We know that in the pollen grains, in case of dicot, like these three germ pores are present, 1, 2 and 3. And in case of monocot, only one germ pore is present. In case of dicot, only one like this pollen tube comes out like this. If only one pollen tube get emerged from this one germ pore, that is a monosiphonous type of what? Germination of pollen grain. But there are some example in the nature, in the angiospermic plant, in which polysiphonous type of what? Germination of pollen grain also takes place. Polysiphonous means poly means many. Poly means many. From these pollen grain formation takes place on the stigma. From these also pollen grain also formation takes place on the stigma. And from these also pollen grain formation takes place on the stigma. More than two pollen grain formation takes place from that germ pore. We call it as a polysiphonous. But polysiphonous they are present in very less plant. Commonly, monosiphonous type of germination of pollen grain takes place in case of what? Angiospermic plant, in case of dicots as well as in case of what? Monocot. Now, these pollen grain increase. These pollen grain move forward through these stylar tissue. These pollen grain has a capacity to pierce all the stylar tissue. Again they release the chemical, and there is a continuous dialogue between that these stylar tissue and that germinating or that these emerging these pollen tube. This one is the pollen tube like this. And in this pollen tube, from here cytoplasm continuously comes here, and this pollen tube due to hydrostatic pressure again pierce these stylar tissue and move forward like this. Again from here, from the stigma, these pollen grain absorb water, sugar and excess water and sugar again move here, and due to it these two male gametes also move forward, and they move along with these pollen tube like this. Now this pollen tube again move forward by piercing these stylar tissue. If it is hollow, then it move very fast, and if stylar tissues are there, it pierces all stylar tissue by the hydrostatic pressure like this, which form here in these pollen tube, and it move forward like this by piercing this stylar tissue, and it move through these we call it as ovary wall, and then ultimately it reach up to this micropyle of these ovule, up to this region. When it move forward, it forms like these such a type of, we call it as a plug, which is made up of callose. It is made up of these callose. We call it as a callose plug. And here are the two male gametes. And cytoplasm remains as it is here in these inside these callose plug. Like this, the callose plug formation takes place in the pollen tube when the pollen tube get emerging in the stylar tissue. Callose plug formation takes place in case of pollen tube. Like this, by piercing this stylar tissue and by forming such type of callose plug, ultimately this pollen tube it reach up to the micropyle and it enters through the micropyle inside the ovules. Dear student, in next video we will see the details of how the pollen tube enters through one of the synergids, how the fertilization takes place, what is fertilization, what is double fertilization and triple fusion. Thank you.